2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Utah Jazz. And for Utah, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. Two great backcourts going head-to-head tonight. Kenny, your thoughts on how the guard position has evolved over time? And make it quick.
Yeah.
The evolution of the guard position in 12 seconds, please.
Well, you weren't quick, so why do I have to be so quick?
Well, just try.
8 seconds. I'm going to be as quick as I can.
Okay.
But I'm going to be
6,
as
5,
vigilant as I can.
Okay.
4,
You know,
3,
they're more like combo guards
2,
now.
1. And with all the switching guards, you can defend more position. For the teams that rebound collectively, guards have to be involved on the boards.
Well, it's almost like you were reading that, Shaq.
We were going to give you 10 seconds, Shaq. You didn't have to rush.
I did rush.
You didn't have to. Because
Yeah.
Anyway.
Combo guards. Let's go courtside.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Starting at power forward, at 6'92", number 50, Wilson Chandler. At point, 6 feet 10 inches, number 25, Ben Simmons. At the other forward position, standing 6'8", number 23, Jimmy Butler. At the center position, 7 feet, number 21. Starting at the other side, standing 6'5", number 22, Anderson. And here comes the number 19. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philadelphia 76ers.
It's game time in Philadelphia as the crowds at Wells Fargo Center look to cheer on the 76ers. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. We've got a special treat for you folks tonight. Sports writing heavyweight Bill Simmons is in the house. Bill, welcome to 2K Sports.
What an honor. I've been waiting for the invite for years.
And we've been waiting for the acceptance. Thanks for joining us.
Let's do this.
The Jazz in the midst of a road trip going into this one.
And speaking of the trade, I spoke to him earlier, and man, was he excited about getting the opportunity at a fresh start. He thinks he'll be able to get them to that next level, and I'm sure that's what their thought process was when they made the deal.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Rubio teams up with Mitchell in the backcourt. Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. And it's Crowder in at the small forward position. Now here's Simmons. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so here is Philadelphia. Stolen by Mitchell. And there's the call on Chandler. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Embiid with the steal. Here's Simmons. That shot off the mark. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Hey guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year.
Yeah, and a bit of a revenge game for them as they were swept in the two-game season series from last year.
And you know, they might not be in the same conference, Greg, but as with any top team, they want to show they can compete with the best teams out of conference, too.
And that one's goodbye favorites. Bill, we know when you're writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college, I was dropping them in columns, and responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the three ways. If I'm getting to know you, what are the three things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other two things for me were sports, pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jeffersons, Good Times, all that stuff. And, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
Now, here's Rubio. Wilson Chandler unable to get his shot to go. 8 feet away. Gobert can't hit. Here's Pattis one. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
And it's Mitchell missing.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Now let's find out what head coach Quinn Snyder had to say to David Aldridge. David.
That's right, Kevin. Now you see where the game changes from where it used to be. He said tonight they've got to get back, and if that means giving up offensive rebounds, so be it. He thinks good transition defense is the biggest difference in their chance at winning. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. And so here is Philadelphia, following the miss by Donovan Mitchell.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first win.
Rubio dishes to Gobert. Crowder with it. Butler covering. Here's Mitchell. There's the three. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And that's exactly what he's looking for. Draining the triple.
And Philadelphia decides to take their timeout right here.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team. Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there. Just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
We've seen some top prospects for Go College enter the G League straight out of high school. What do you think is the future of the G League, and do you like where it sits right now?
I do. I wish they spent more money on salaries.
I agree.
I wish they blew it out. I mean, I think this is the first year we've had 30 G League teams. This should be the #1 place you'd want to go after high school. You should not want to go to college. You should want to go to a AAA awesome league that's set up.
And they're bringing kids up and down off that G League roster all the time.
It's just better, and you're going to have a better chance to succeed as a professional basketball player. You see the situation we're in now with the one and done guys. They go to college. They show up in September. They're playing all the way through till March. Whenever they get knocked out, they drop out of college. And they might last, till round 2 in the tournament, which is March 20th, and they're out. So they've been in college for 6.5 months. How's that a good system? They didn't finish 2 semesters. So I would much rather see the G League work, and I don't understand why they don't spend a little more on it and just make it like a force. I don't think the moves are that hard.
Here is Favors after Ben Simmons' bucket. Pass to Gobert, 5 to shoot. Utah needs to get off a shot here. 8 away, and it's Favors and a timeout. The assist by Gobert. Favors has got his second basket.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to put an extra body on him, get some help when he barrels his way in close. He's such a good finisher, he needs more than one guy to defend him.
Crowder goes in. The second effort. And Favors kicks to Crowder. Pass to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. Chandler against Favors. Count the basket. Favors has got 6.
And right there, Rubio doing what he does. Seeing the floor, exploring the defense, finding the open man, and getting him the ball.
Here's Bettis one. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Embiid with it. Now defended by Gobert. Stolen by Rubio.
Oh my God, we're doing bad.
To the middle. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle sticks for Utah?
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, another thing they've done well, guys, this first half is challenge shooters and change shots. A bunch of block shots early.
Here's Butler. Following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Pocket 6. The fadeaway. Embiid, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Kicks it out to Mitchell. The pass to Favors. Crowder finds Rubio. Puts up a 3. That one doesn't go. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Bill, we know about the love affair you have with the NBA, and you've written about it for so long. Started with the $4 ticket in Boston with your dad.
Yeah, my dad bought season tickets for the 1973-74 Boston Celtics, and it was only one ticket. And I think it was $4 a game, probably like $150 total. And he used to carry me in mainly because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter. So I started going to games that year, probably sleeping through a lot of them, and they won the title.
How old were you in
So
72?
I was 4.
4 years old.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember anything from that season. The first season I remember is the year later when they lost before the finals to Washington. And then the year later they won the famous finals against Phoenix, the triple overtime game. I was there.
Was Cowens on that team?
Cowens, Havlicek,
Yep.
JoJo White.
Yep.
And I was at the triple overtime game in the 76 finals. It was probably the most famous NBA game ever of the, the kids out there now would nominate like Game 7, 2016 or something. Triple overtime game was the most famous game ever. And I slept through the entire second half and the first overtime. But then woke up because everybody was standing the whole second overtime, so I had to do it.
Now, here's Mitchell. He has 5.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
Utah shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. That one is off. Muscala, he's checked in for Philadelphia. And he sinks the second. And Philadelphia calls time here.
Yeah, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection. In a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
Bill, a top advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division, recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on that?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college, so I really hope it happens. No, listen, the world changes every decade, and you got to change with it. And the reality is, esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't we be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting, and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
Thinking about how much sports video gaming has changed over the decades, Bill, can you imagine a 13, 14-year-old Bill Simmons with the 2K product? You would just be all over that, wouldn't you?
You have no idea, Kevin Harlan. I was there for every step of the video game revolution. I had an Intellivision and an Atari. I had Nintendo. I had Super Nintendo. I had all three of the first PlayStations.
You played them all the time.
I played entire Madden seasons on the treadmill when I was like in my early 30s. Try playing any video game on the treadmill. Try it and try not falling off. It's impossible. I've been there every step of the way. I'm pro esports. Basketball, I'm jealous of the people who can play 2K well, because there's just, that sounds like an old guy, but so many buttons and so many things to remember. I'm always so impressed when people just remember all the combinations and stuff. I'm jealous.
Like your son does.
My son can do it.
Yeah, I know.
But I could have done it. I know you could. I want to take 1984 me out of a time machine and just give me this game. I would have unleashed.
Yeah, but 13-year-old Bill Simmons would like what 40-year-old Bill Simmons is.
13-year-old Bill Simmons would be amazed that 48-year-old Bill Simmons was getting paid to do anything. He'd really be excited about that. Just that he wasn't living at home. We would have been fired up.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Jazz leading by 11. Down low. Here's Rubio. Got a piece of it. Here's Banish one. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him.
How about that? Reddick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime.
Bill, we've seen the NBA take steps to amend the draft lottery. Any further changes that you might recommend?
The biggest thing I would do is, I just don't think you should be able to finish in the top 3 2 years in a row. I think there has to be some sort of schmuck insurance for the rest of the league. I'm fine rewarding a one bad season, but when you're just continuously bad, the year that Cleveland, when they won the lottery 3 out of 4 years, I just thought that was a travesty.
Just didn't feel right, did it?
No, it's just wrong. There's 30 teams in the league, and you have a team that really blows the LeBron James era and just surrounds him with the wrong people, and he leaves, and then really can't stay out of its way for the next couple of years, and they just keep getting the #1 pick. I don't agree with that. I think that's bad. I also thought it was bad that Philly was able to get #3 and #1 in back-to-back years, and it's bad that the Celtics were able to get the 3rd pick and then the 1st pick. So that would be the one thing I would do. I don't think you should be able to successfully fail for multiple years.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
Here's the 3. Ingles with the rebound.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
Gobert can't hit. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Mavericks in Dallas. Fultz, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Hey, I tell you what, Kevin, I like the fact that Markelle Fultz is not afraid of contact. He doesn't mind getting roughed up. When he's going up with his shot, gentlemen, plays through that contact nicely.
Good shot.
First one calls for.
Well, I look at Fultz, and he has perennial all-star written all over him. A fantastic playmaker who's really got a ready-made skill set for the NBA.
Exum, he's checked in for Utah. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Bill, you've watched the NBA evolve. Talk about some of the biggest changes over the last decade you've seen.
The three-point line and the threes or foul shots velocity, I think, is the biggest thing. Just the pace of the game has really improved, and to a really pleasing way for fans. Like just what Steve Nash was doing in the last decade and those Suns teams, that everybody's playing that way now. I think the social media and the players basically getting rid of the wall between them and the fans, using social media, using Instagram, and you just feel like you know these guys better. And their ability to control their own message now versus where they were 10 years ago. It all started with the decision in LeBron James and has carried through this whole decade. And these guys now, they can get whatever message out they want. They can criticize the president. They can criticize their own team. They can ask for a trade. If they get called out by some writer or somebody writes a hit piece, they can go back at the guy and sick all their fans on the writer.
Oh no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
No good on that. Going back to our topic from a moment ago, Bill, you mentioned the interaction between players and social media and how that's become a new facet, a skill we're seeing daily from players.
There's just way more accountability now. And I'm really impressed by how polished the guys are that come in the league now. And I think the LeBron generation, LeBron, Wade, Chris Bosh, some of those guys from the last generation that came up and became vets and really knew how, Paul Pierce, knew how to handle their business. Now these new guys come in, they're 19, 20 years old, and they act like they're 30. I'm sure you've seen it at the games.
Shocking.
Whereas in the 90s, it was a free-for-all. You had these guys who, if you gave them a live mic, you were terrified. And now these guys are 19 years old giving, like, long interviews to reporters. It's like, how are you doing this?
Tatum in particular is very
Tatum's already good at being a bad interview. Like, he doesn't say anything. He knows how to dodge any question. It's like, you're 19. How do you know how to do this?
unbelievable. And he can't get the first one.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Yeah, that's a big reason they're trailing. You can't allow a parade to the free throw line and expect to be on top in the game.
And Philadelphia making a change here. McConnell's checked in, and Utah also making a switch. O'Neal's checked in for Joe Ingles. Good on the second free throw. The 76ers trail by 12. Hey, Bill, watching the evolution of the Sixers team, they've talked about the process. That's how they kind of labeled what they're doing right now, what they have done to get to this point.
The Celtics, I think if you were talking about the process, the Celtics did a better version of it. They built arguably a better base of young players. The biggest thing with Philly was that the Joel Embiid draft was where they got lucky, because he was going to be the first pick of that draft. He got hurt in a workout maybe 5 or 6 weeks before the draft, falls to 3. And if that doesn't happen, they don't have the Embiid-Simmons combo. Instead, they have Andrew Wiggins, and we're not deifying Sam Hinkie.
And so it's Exum with it. They'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz, leading by 12. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
A poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Well, the effort plainly was not there. I mean, they often settle for tougher, lower percentage shots, and that makes it hard to win.
A free throw drops for Gobert.
Man, they are just living at the line.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job of attacking offensively and forcing the issue.
And Gobert drops them both. The 76ers trail by 14. Inside, shot from 12. Prime time, the pass to Johnson. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. And the free ball is good.
Nice to see how easy he takes over games. Makes it look elementary. I mean, that's why they feed him the rock so much.
Exum kicks to Gobert. Burks, the pass to O'Neal. Gobert against Johnson, and the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Johnson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Rush. Misses off the right iron.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here's Exum. And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Here's Burks. Pass to Exum. Here's the dish to Cephalosha. And here's Burks. From deep. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. Rudy Gobert, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Utah Jazz. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. Back to the action after this word. Marquee matchup tonight. Jimmy Butler says he loves to go up against the best.
I'm one that if you're the best in the world, I want to see it, and I wake up for these games. I want to know how do you do it, and you're going to have to do it every night when you go up against me.
That's the hard-working mentality Butler provides. A two-way threat, Greg, who wants to dominate the top players at his position.
And Butler has really embraced being a leader. You can tell he lives for these types of matchups and games.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, the Jazz enjoying a nice lead here.
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, it's been impressive for me too, Greg. I mean, they've snuffed out a lot of shots, and I think they've had an intimidating effect on the opponent.
Taking a look at the Jazz. Excellent Burks to back. O'Neal is out there with Cephalosha. And it's Gobert in at the 5, down low. And the 76ers making a change here. Embiid's checked in. Now Cephalosha. 11 points for him in that last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gobert dishes to Cephalosha. Back to Gobert. He kicks to Exum. Gobert trying to get open. And Embiid with the block.
That long reach of Embiid is a real asset on defense. Covers a lot of territory and knows how to snuff out shooters.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Ooh, thank you, T.A. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Now here's Embiid. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort. And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Here's Johnson. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
You know, Amir Johnson is a problem inside. A big, powerful guy who's able to use his size well close to the bucket.
You know, Bill, the Sixers, they've embraced the symbol of the bell here in Philadelphia, ringing it before big games and after big wins.
What they haven't embraced this year is confetti. Because they came back to haunt them in Game 3.
Shot.
Yeah, the confetti game from the Philly Philly-Boston series. They shoot the confetti, the game's not over, Boston wins in overtime, and I promise you, you'll never see confetti at a basketball game in Philadelphia ever again.
And the defense can't match up with Embiid's size. I mean, he's just too powerful down there.
Exum with it. Pass to Cephalosha. Back to Exum. A floater, and the layup is up and in. Exum's got 4 points in the quarter.
Man, come on.
Splendid release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Deciding to change it up. And here we can check out the breakdown of rebounds tonight between the front court and the back court for Philadelphia.
And their guards have done more than their fair share. Honestly, it's all academic. If they can't close this gap soon, who's rebounding what won't matter.
And Simmons has got the ball here for the 76ers. It's a 13-point game. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Now here's Chandler. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And the aggressiveness of Chandler. When he gets good inside position, he goes up strong to get the call.
Philadelphia shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
At the line number 2. Two shots.
And that one misses.
Hey, grit and grind are words that fit Chandler because that's what he brings to his team, that sandpaper edge and toughness, a guy who doesn't give an inch and is always fighting.
He hits the second from the line. Over the 76ers, their last game, a win against the Magic. Mitchell kicks to Crowder. Passes it to Rubio. No good with the triple. The 76ers trail by 12. Butler on the wing. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Simmons passes to Battiston. Pulls up on the wing. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
That was a strong pick by Chandler.
Jazz leading by 12. Rubio finds Crowder. The drive by Mitchell. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul. The Jazz have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
The first free throw is good, and the Jazz making a change here. Ingles is checked in. drops them both. Here's Baddest one. He's got 5. And the pass to Simmons. Mitchell against Butler. Rebound, Utah.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Now, here's Mitchell. Fires it up. And it comes off the front of the rim. The 76ers trail by 14. Here's Simmons. Chandler trying to free himself up. No good from Simmons. Jazz have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Drills the three-pointer. Butler's got 8 points.
And Butler knows he's got the green light to shoot whenever he wants to, especially when it's a catch-and-shoot situation.
Mitchell outside. Ingles kicks to Crowder. Nice ball movement by Utah. And that one's good by Favors.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Simmons passes to Chandler. Here's Baddest one. And 3 off the mark.
And, you know, he's yet to hit another 3 after nailing one in the first, but I don't think that's going to stop him from shooting.
Here's Crowder. Nice D from Chandler.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And stolen by Favors. Crowder goes in, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Jazz lead by 15.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
A nice shot by Embiid.
Really like seeing Embiid exert his will, be assertive here. I mean, getting whatever shot he wants inside.
Mitchell outside. Here's Favors. Doesn't go that time. Good D by Embiid. Puts up a 3. Bangs on the trifecta. And it's 8 points for Baddest one.
You know, one thing you got to love about Embiid is how unselfish he is. I mean, he's pretty good at spotting open teammates.
Here's Favors. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Here's Simmons. Baddest one passes to Chandler. To the left side wing. Baddest one. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
The defense not doing a good job at all getting after him. They've got a crowd to make it tough for him. That's his second this quarter.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
And with the time running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
You're exactly right. Halting the other team's run momentarily. Let's see what he comes up with now, Greg.
Some changes here for the 76ers. Mike Muscala is checked in for Joel Embiid. Primetime comes in for Wilson Chandler. And it's Bolton for Ben Simmons. Now, here's Ingles. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Primetime. Finished off the break. Now, just a 5-point Utah lead.
And good passing.
setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. So, it's Utah now. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Favors. Nails the 16-footer. Favors has got 12 in the game.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Sixers.
And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. On defense, the Jazz. Here's Primetime. He had 10 points in the win against the Magic in Orlando.
You know, he's been off so far, Kevin, but there's still time. I mean, he just needs to settle it down, idle it down a little bit, and try to contribute as much as he can on the offense within himself.
Now here's Favors. He's coming off a 10-point game against Dallas. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Mitchell. They get the rebound. Tries again. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Primetime's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Battister. Here's Primetime. Outside Butler. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Hey, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And here's Favors. Jimmy Butler made that last 3-pointer. And there it is for him.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Fultz the pass to Battister. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's foul number 2 for him.
And, you know, that's a second foul early in this quarter. I think he's got to be much more cautious in how he defends now.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Favors. Cephalosha comes in for Crowder, and it's Burton for Donovan Mitchell. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And, you know, Fultz plays bigger than his size down low, guys. Outstanding at using his body to draw contact.
For Philadelphia, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
2 shots.
And free throw good from Fultz. And he makes the first, but misses the second.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense moving.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. We know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for him.
Now, here's Burks. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. That one, no good. And Philadelphia the other way now. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Executed on the road, stay focused, stay consistent with who you are as a team.
I love that, Greg. You got to do that away from home. It shows how connected they are with one another playing that way, and excellent chemistry.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover had it, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. And here's Cephalosha. He brings it up for Utah. They lead by 7. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And while we've got a chance, check out the stats for Jimmy Butler. Averaging about 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes natural.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Free throw good, Burks.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Johnson comes in for Butler, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for baddest one. O'Neal's checked in for the Jazz. Dante Exum comes in for Ricky Rubio. Both good from the line that time. The 76ers trail by 9. Johnson right side. Redick surveying the D. Kicks it to Muscala. Back to Redick. Just 5 on the clock. This one for 3. Hands it from downtown. Redick's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
Hey, Bill, thanks for coming by. Fantastic stuff as usual. We really appreciate your time.
I appreciate being on Go Celtics.
You can't root on these guys.
I'm absolutely rooting. That's my team.
And Clark, always great to have Bill with us, a content creator who really taps into what the audience is thinking.
Could not agree with you more. Amen to all of that, Kevin. He's got a very loyal fan base, readers and viewers that share his vision, not just on sports, but on life. And that strong connection he has with them is admirable.
He kicks to Muscala. Philadelphia moving the ball over. For Philadelphia, they have shot 67% from the line tonight, going for 6.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
Well, guys, when you talk about some of the great turnarounds for a franchise in NBA history, the process for the 76ers has paid dividends. They went from 10 wins in 2016 to 52 wins last year.
Brandon Rush is checked in for the 76ers. That one misses.
And that versatility that Johnson offers has a huge upside. He's mobile and strong enough that he can defend either front court position, and that's a great tool for any team to have.
Now, here's Exum. 5 points in the game. Shot clock at 6. Back to O'Neal. Misses for 3. Redick for 3. The shot will not fall. And so it's Utah holding on to an 8-point lead. To the break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder, Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just Ernie. The first quarter was all about Rudy Gobert. He had 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Shaq, what did you think about what we saw from Utah?
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. Got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championships are won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
And Kenny, your take on Philadelphia?
Well, the differential in rebounding was huge. And it goes back to the fundamentals of blocking out and just maintaining position. Instead, they went to the lazy man's route. Flying in the air, trying to steal rebounds. Well, that didn't work. No one is going to give you an easy rebound. They need to show some fight.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
folks, a glorious view of the lights of downtown Philadelphia, America's most historic city. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. Rudy Gobert has been sensational.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
And you know what, Greg? He's showing no signs of slowing down now. This game has been all him, and he's been a force.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Chandler and Embiid are together down low. That is one out there with Ben Simmons, and it's Butler at the 3. Now, here's Rubio. After Ben Simmons miss, they swipe it. And Simmons slams it in.
You really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Hammock. Now, here's Mitchell. Chandler with the block. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
Come on.
So it's Philadelphia now. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. They trail by 6. Up top, Embiid. Defended by Gobert. Gobert with the block.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success.
Come on, Joel. The fuck?
Guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other. Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. Favors can't get
There
it
you
to
go.
Gotta find a way to energize themselves, get going. 0 for 3. They're looking for their rhythm right now.
And with that, the Jazz lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Simmons. And Rubio kicks to Favors. Gobert against Simmons. Gobert dishes to Rubio. Just 5 to shoot. Puts up a 3. Drops in the tray.
Wow.
And 12 points for Donovan Mitchell.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
76ers have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Passes it to Bannister. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. It's good from long range.
And that's how you answer that.
Come on.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at it. Show them you can shoot from outside all night long.
Now here's Favors. 12 points for him. Wilson Chandler with the rebound.
Yeah, the offense stuck him a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
And Wilson Chandler, one of those talented guys who's battled injuries, Clark, throughout his career.
He's one of those guys you love watching play because all he does is try to win and make winning plays. He can give you good minutes, not much of a scorer, but he's a better playmaker and a better wing defender now, too.
First one falls for him. And there's so much speculation early in Embiid's career if he would even pan out. It's become clear, Clark, that he was worth the wait.
Well, it was all injury related in terms of the questions because he sat out his first 2 years in the league with some type of injury. Those injury concerns, really the only reason that people question him. The talent, the size, and we love his personality as well. But this guy has tremendous skills, and he's going to be an all-star for years to come if he's healthy.
Now, here's Rubio. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Pass to Crowder. Kicks to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah.
Gotcha.
Here's Embiid. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And let's take a look at the numbers for baddest one. 4th in three-point field goal percentage, 6th in steals, and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
And yeah, he's one of the dead-eye sharpshooters in the game for sure. A top 5 percentage guy from deep. Just a hard man to slow down. That one is off. Clark, you were in Indiana after being drafted by the Pacers for a few seasons. Who are some of the more talented guys you played with there?
Well, Herb Williams, a teammate of mine at Ohio State, really outstanding big guy, mobile, could shoot it, excellent defender, shot blocker, and a high-quality guy. Vern Fleming was a guard that had size, excellent defender, driver of the ball. Wayman Tisdale, and he rest in peace. We lost Wayman a number of years ago to cancer. Really a gifted scorer. Steve Stepanovich, he and I both had to retire about the same time due to different knee trouble. And he was a rugged, mobile, good shooting big guy who I think would have continued to excel had he not had to retire.
Get it.
And that one goes out of bounds.
Simmons, what the fuck is you doing?
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Golden State, a terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, Utah, a game behind.
And seeing where Utah is, you know, this happens every year. A team outperforms expectations early. You wonder, is this just an anomaly or is this something they can sustain?
And what'll be interesting to me is to see if they can keep it up. I mean, but you're right.
I got it.
76ers trailing. Feeds it to Embiid. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart.
Guy, man.
That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Favors passes to Mitchell to the right side. Shot clock at 6. Rubio finds Favors. The kick outside to Butler. Another miss for Philadelphia. So it's Rubio bringing it up for the Utah Jazz. It is good.
Well, I tell you, that's a nice job.
Come on. That's some defense.
Examining, exploring the defense, then on point with the delivery.
Timeout called the 76ers.
And Ricky Rubio
He
might be one of the most
just not clicking on all cylinders right now.
in the league. Not only for his passing and how much he enjoys piling up assists, but how he does a great job adjusting to what the team needs him to do and not worrying about his own game.
rebounding teams in the league. The 76ers, number 1.
They are tenacious when it comes to attacking the backboard. Physical, smart, and determined. No surprise to see them at the top of the ranking.
The 76ers trail by 3. And for Rubio, who has been in the eye of the media for so long, Brady's always been unselfish. We've always seen that in his style of play.
And we've always been able to see that with Rubio's game. Great at making quick reads, seeing passes before they develop. I mean, he can see who's open and who's going to be open before he even catches the pass.
And here are the 76ers now. Following the miss by Donovan Mitchell. Embiid kicks to Simmons. Over to the wing.
There's nobody open, man. Come on.
Over Gobert. Embiid, no good.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 14. Here's Gobert. That's good.
Oh,
Rubio
get the
with
fuck out of
assist.
here.
15 points for Rudy Gobert.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
McConnell passes to Simmons. Embiid is at the elbow. Looking to end his cold streak. Gobert with the defensive effort.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Joe Ingles is checked in for Derek Favors.
Not hitting anything.
Jazz leading by 5. Rubio outside. Mitchell dishes to
There you go.
Gobert. Oh! Bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
That's their third straight make.
Oh my God.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
Oh my God.
Getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And that one misses.
Well, Rudy Gobert has taken on more of a leadership role with this team. Clearly a difference maker on the court with his defense, and he'll get the team to fall in line. Hard to argue with one of the elite rim protectors.
God, man.
Ingles against Butler. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. A different look for Utah. Tavo Cephalosha is checked in for Jay Crowder, and it's Dante Exum in for Ricky Rubio. To the inside, Mitchell. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Mitchell's got 7 points for the quarter.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Damn it.
No good.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. 9-point game. Embiid finds McConnell. And nothing is falling for him right now. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Ingles passes to Cephalosha. Ingles. Embiid against Gobert. Pass to Cephalosha. 5 on the clock. Here's Mitchell. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right
God
side.
damn it, man.
And it's an 11-point Utah lead.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Unloads from 13. That one, no good. Fast break points aside, they've had a tough time offensively.
Yeah, trust is what they're missing, guys. You've got to keep moving the ball and shoot with confidence. Ultimately, things will
Come on.
happen well when you play together.
Here's Exum after Ben Simmons' bucket. He passes it to Cephalosha. To Exum. Pass to Gobert. Ingles kicks to Mitchell. And there's the whistle. 3-second
Thank you.
A chance here, Kevin, to take a look at the 76ers and how they rank in the NBA right now.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses, and I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with.
Simmons finds Embiid. In transition, here come the Jazz. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Outside, Simmons. Butler from outside. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got his 16th rebound on the night. Now, here's Exum. He has 5. There's the
He's
pass
probably
to
gonna
Cephalosha.
lose.
drills the
Yeah,
third
we're gonna
player.
lose this game.
The ball movement on this run
Whatever.
has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Bounce pass from McConnell. And
Pass the
inside, defended by Gobert. No good from Simmons.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Hey, Clark, which players and veterans in particular?
Oh my God, I'm trying not to.
Adapting their games
Woo!
to remain effective.
Yeah, you know, these lists are pretty long, but I think of Sean Livingston. Remarkable talent, went through some injuries and has found a home at Golden State. Trevor Ariza has been a terrific role player on a couple of teams in his career. Impact player at both ends. You think about Paul Millsap, a guy who has been able to transition to a couple of different teams and provide leadership and great production.
God.
So those guys come to mind.
That's good from Exum. The 76ers trail by 17. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
It's stolen by
Look
Gobert.
at that. We're just
To the
horrible
middle.
tonight.
They're moving it out. And the jam by Cephalosha.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's prime time. 5 points in the game.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, they can't find anything. They're lost right now. Everything working against them.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling.
Come on, man.
But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
Ricky Rubio checked in for Utah. Here's Ruby. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Pass to Cephalosha. In the corner, O'Neal with it. There's the three. Hands it from downtown. O'Neal's got 5 points so
Getting
far.
our ass handed to us right now.
Just
Our ass is getting
grow.
handed to
Way
us.
in that category. Ball movement has been awesome.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he?
Yeah, you know, the refs are much more lenient with that kind of situation than they used to be.
And the story with Markelle Fultz last season was one of health and getting his shot right.
Yeah, he suffered a shoulder injury, Kevin, that really impacted his ability to shoot the ball. He tried to play through it, but eventually had to be shut down. And, you know, it's hard to miss that type of time as a rookie. Not only games, but the few practices you get during the season as well. So he's going to have to restart in year 2.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved
damn it.
since the break.
Jazz leading by 19 points. There's a minute 40 left to play in the third. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Markelle Fultz. That'll be his second foul of the game.
One shot.
Wilson Chandler's checked in for Mike Muscala. Burks looking around. Shot clock at 6. And Gobert kicks to Rubio. Trying his luck deep. And the free ball is good. Rubio's got 7 points in the game.
Not exactly textbook mechanics, but I think you got to admire Rubio's resolve. Knows he has to at least be a threat to shoot it out there.
Now here's Chandler. Dish Dishes it to Reddick. Launches a three. Chandler, no good.
Ref, no
Jazz
fucking
leading by
call on
23.
the push off, man. Damn.
There's 49 seconds left to play here in the third. Burks dishes to Gobert. Burks against Chandler. Burks kicks to O'Neal. Gobert trying to get open. O'Neal misses.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
You're exactly right, Greg.
Damn it!
In his range, forget about the miss and get ready for the next one.
Now, here's Rubio. He's got 7. There's 14 seconds left in the third quarter. He'll take his third and fourth free throw shots in the game right here.
Oh, come on. Damn it.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Rubio.
You know, the thing about Rubio, Kevin, he's such an accurate foul shooter. That hasn't translated, though, to his shooting from the field.
And so Ricky Rubio nails both of them. 9 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Baddest one.
Ah!
He's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Utah out in front, opening up a huge gap. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And so in the game for the Jazz, O'Neal is out there with Cephalosha. Then there's Alec Burks. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Favors in at center, locking down the middle. Now, here's Burks. Shot clock at 5. And he lays it straight in. Burks has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Utah.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier.
There you go. Come on.
They're piling it on now.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
O'Neal against Reddick. And here's O'Neal. Rubio outside. Three-pointer on the way. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Time's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter. Good ball movement, wonderful pass. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Here is Rubio. He kicks to Favors. Poked away. Burks the pass to O'Neal. And here's Favors, covered by Reddick. Clock at 6. Here's Rubio. It's tipped.
Excellent timing that time from Fultz. And I like the edge that he plays defense with. That's impressive for a young guy.
Come on.
Chandler, no good. And there's a call on Chandler. That'll be his second foul of the game. Our key play for a small market team in Indianapolis, so difficult now for them to retain all-star level talent, or so it would seem.
Yeah, that's always been the case, Kevin, and I don't think that's changed much. You know, KD goes from Oklahoma City to the Bay Area. Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward go from small markets to Boston, although Kyrie was traded. Gordon Hayward was signed as a free agent. I think it's just one of those inherent issues that will continue to be a challenge for some of the small market teams. That's why the draft and developing drafted players for those teams is so critically important.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the float.
Colts the pass to Bannister. In over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's prime time. Drills it from outside.
There you go.
Prime time's got 5 points in the quarter.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Burks lays it up off the glass.
Hey, and when guys at this level are that close to the basket, they ain't missing. I mean, especially when there's no defense in the neighborhood.
Here's Baddest one. Off target from outside. The Jazz have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Knocks it loose. Chandler with the steal.
Ah!
A one-man show. Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen.
And fellas, he pulled it off to perfection.
A bit into 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Now Rubio. Outside Favors. Fultz brings the double team. Here's O'Neal. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Greg, no question about it. They found a nice rhythm from deep.
Now, here's Reddick. And there's Chandler. That's good on the assist from Reddick.
You know, the timing, the rhythm. Chandler's so good at recognizing when he should shoot off the catch.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. And J.J. Reddick picks up the foul. That's his first foul. A lot of super teams trying to form right now, Clark, in the NBA. Golden State, one of them. Talk about some of the sacrifices stars have to make, for instance, in Houston, when they join forces.
Kevin, that's such a great point, and one that's often just overlooked or underemphasized, the sacrifices you have to make to be a championship team, and usually that starts at the top of your roster with your best players. And sometimes they have to bend and mold their games to the people around them. So that's a hard part of it. Just because you put together a lot of talent, as we've seen, doesn't mean you're going to win a championship. So the sacrifices, the commitment, those are big parts of contending for titles.
The first free throw is good.
Well, last season, a tough one for Crowder. Was moved from Boston to Cleveland and then moved again over to Utah at the deadline. Also struggled mightily with his shot and just had a down year.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Embiid, he's checked in for Johnson. Butler comes in for prime time. And it's Ben Simmons in for Markelle Fultz. And with Crowder, his struggles were part of why Cleveland gave up on him so easily.
And you wonder who the real Jay Crowder is. The one we saw in Cleveland or the one we saw in Boston. My guess is somewhere in the middle. I think his defense should pick back up, and we know that he could be a better scorer than he has shown the last calendar year.
Now O'Neal. Wilson Chandler missing from long range. Gobert double team, kicks it to Mitchell. Back to Gobert.
There you go.
Stolen by Butler. Reddick with it. Now defended by Mitchell.
Fuck.
The shot by Reddick, no good. The Jazz have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Simmons feeling it out of it. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Got to admire the hard work of Simmons, a genius at drawing contact. You know, when you watch Ben Simmons, he has marvelous talent and all-around ability, but sometimes you can easily focus on what he can't do. He's not a great shooter, so teams do back off of him, but still, this guy is an impact player because he sees the floor, he passes it great, he's a terrific rebounder, and he's got a nice motor.
That's good from Simmons. And for Simmons, missing his rookie year due to the injury, but he showed he was worth the wait.
No doubt. And you just don't see players with his skills and his body type come around that often, Kevin. I mean, he started quickly out of the gates and took over the Rookie of the Year award race almost immediately.
Dante Exum, he's checked in for Mitchell. And he makes the first, but misses the second. You know, every coach talks about playing team basketball, Clark. When it comes to the fans, they really come out to see the stars. What do you think is the psychology behind that?
Well, I think fans enjoy elite players and great talent across any sport. But they also recognize that team play is critical to winning. So I think it's a combination. Fans, I think we've got to give them a little more credit. Sure, they want to see the stars play, but they want to win, and they know to win, teams have to be about team basketball, not just highlighting and enjoying the stars.
Shot clock at 2, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. And a moment to check out now what Utah has coming up. On Saturday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics. Then on Monday, they'll go up against the Pacers in Indiana.
And for the matchup with the Lakers, I think it's going to be an interesting challenge. Even though they expect to come out on top, this could probably be a pick 'em game, depending on how they play.
Now here's Butler. To the paint, stolen by O'Neal. Now here's Exum. He's covered by McConnell. And it's Exum. That time on the assist by O'Neal.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
McConnell takes to Muscala. Passes to Simmons. The feed to Butler. Puts it up from 7. Nice touch on the back shot.
Really hard to stay with Jimmy Butler because he's so good at getting shots up and in past the defense. This has a real knack for scoring even when challenged.
Now, here is O'Neal. Ingles with the ball.
What?
And he could not get
What?
one to go.
Oh my fucking!
And he'll go to the line for 2. We know Clark fans
Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
The league
Fuck
has
it.
added rules, in fact, that now prohibit resting guys on certain nights.
Yeah, I think that's important that players have a real understanding of their responsibility. I understand trying to balance the rest versus the wear and tear of a course. So that's another reason I propose a shorter season. I don't think you'd end up with this kind of controversy or debate. But I thought the league was right in requiring, I mean, your responsibility is to play all the games you're available to play in, unless you're injured. And I think it's important that guys take that responsibility seriously. And it's a responsibility they have to themselves, to the team, the organization, and the fans.
And he can't get the first one. Both teams will make substitutions. And that trip coming up empty. Missing both.
I got it. I got it. Just go. Just go.
When you watch him,
I got this.
he just oozes with limitless potential. You think about his size and his shooting touch. He can
Damn
do
it,
just about
man.
anything he wants to.
Pass the
Tremendous
fucking
athlete.
ball.
He can stay healthy. I think he can be a dominant player in this league for years to come.
Now, here's Rubio. Here's Mitchell. And he's good on the 3 ball. Mitchell's got 14 points here in the second half.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Well, you know what, Greg? To me, it looks like they packed it in and just kind of given up.
Here's Ingles. Mark, these days, less emphasis on divisional rivalries, more emphasis, it seems, on conference rivalries. You reading that the same way?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is because winning your division doesn't necessarily affect your playoff seeding the way it used to. And I think if we get rid of conferences, the rivalries could shift again. So I've already laid out my position on conferences. Let's stay East and West.
Here's the Philadelphia right now. Johnson's checked in for Embiid. Rush comes in for Butler. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Ben Simmons. Muscala is checked in for the 76ers. And a switcher also for Utah. Royce O'Neal's checked in for Joe Ingles. He's perfect from the line this time. And it's Exum with the ball, who will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Mitchell dishes to O'Neal. Five on the clock. And Utah turns it over again. The Jazz making a switch here. Burks is checked in. The 76ers have gone 6 of 13. So just about 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. That's to Rush. Knocks down the 3-ball. Utah leading by 22. Johnson with the block.
Excellent defense.
Good job.
Commitment that time from Johnson. He's always there and present.
The pass to Muscala. In the recent CBA, there have been a lot of provisions put in there for retired players. Health insurance, increase in pensions, Clark, reimbursement for tuition. What do you think of these changes?
Love them, Kevin. Absolutely love them. And again, credit to the league and to the Players Association for thinking outside the box, reaching back to benefit some of the former players that are actually in need of these benefits and deserving of it. Come on now. Those guys paved the way in many ways for what we see of the league. Now, most players appreciate and recognize that, and for it to be tangibly recognized and rewarded is great to see. I love it.
Here's Pattis one after Alec Burks has scored. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Knocked away. Shot clock at 5. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Burke. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Embiid, he's checked in for Muscala. Chandler comes in for Amir Johnson. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Brandon Rush. And it's Ben Simmons in for T.J. McConnell. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Royce O'Neal. Mitchell comes in for Alec Burks. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Dante Exum. Donovan Mitchell really making a difference here.
And he just keeps hitting shot after shot. They need to design a way to deny him the basketball. Make someone else beat him.
Present our Jordan Player of the Game, Rudy Gobert.
And when he's been on the floor, it has been a clinic in rim protection and shot blocking. He's played the defense of 3 men tonight. His block total has gotten to a point you almost never see in an NBA game.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
Mitchell kicks to Gobert. Ball's knocked loose, and that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. Mitchell outside. Pass to Favors. Crowder with it. Butler covering. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Mitchell. Misses off the right eye. The 76ers have gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Embiid. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 9 points for Joel Embiid.
Well, you don't want to leave guys unattended, not around a guy like Butler, who's pretty good at finding the open guy.
Rubio finds Favors. That shot, no good. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Buries the long-range jumper.
You know, leaving somebody that wide open is not prudent. I mean, you got to expect to get burned when you put that kind of effort forward.
Now, here's Mitchell. Outside Favors. He dishes it to Rubio. Mark, you've always been a student of the game. You've seen a number of guys do a great job of changing styles as they've gotten older in the game.
Yeah, that's always fun to watch. I think about Magic Johnson. I think about Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
Right.
You watch these guys, and there are a number of other guys, too. I mean, those come to mind pretty prominently.
Oh.
It's about a concession to who you are for real, not who you used to be. And I love seeing guys play more on the ground when they were high flyers earlier, or add a jump shot when they were drivers. Those are neat evolutions to see.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. O'Neal's checked in for Jay Crowder. Alec Burks comes in for Donovan Mitchell. And it's Exum in for Ricky Rubio. Now, here's Exum. O'Neal kicks to Favors. To the inside. And slam.
MB. Seriously.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner. But on the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans will be rather flat.
There's 31 seconds left in the fourth.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
Two shots.
That's good from Exum. Exum hits them both. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Favors brings the double, passes it to Primetime. Here's Pattis one. From past the arc. Gobert pulls it in.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Patrolling the perimeter well and didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A-plus defense.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the lead. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they control the game and just completely get the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Dante Exum. Dante, still a young guy in this league. What do you want to focus on with your development?
I think it's just staying in the defensive end. Sometimes in the heat of the play, you kind of lose sight of it. And it's just about staying in there and just helping your teammates out. So.
A very young guy on a very good team. Thank you, Dante. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.